Daled Amud Beis. We were in the second to last line of the Amud, Amarullah, speaking about the halacha of saying Kriya Shema, whether it should be said in tefillin or without tefillin. And the Gemara's conclusion was that you say Kriya Shema in tefillin, and the incident that happened with Rebbe, that he said Kriya Shema without his tefillin, was an exception. Actually, it was Rab that said his Kriya Shema without tefillin was an exception because he didn't have his tefillin available and Zman Kriya Shema was passing. Otherwise, you have to say Kriya Shema and tefillin. Amaula. One that says Kriya Shema without tefillin, ki'ilu meid edus sheka ba'atzmai. It's as if he's saying false testimony. The Gemara says the word ba'atzmai, and Rashi says ba'atzmai is a lishna ma'alya, meaning really it's a false testimony that he's saying regarding Hashem. Here he's saying Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, and he's not fulfilling the mitzvah of tefillin. So it really refers to Hashem. Rabbi Chia bar Abba said in the name of Rabbi Yochanan, Ki'ilu hikriv oyla b'lei mincha. He's compared to an individual that brought an oyla, but did not bring the carbon mincha, that's the mincha that comes along with the oyla. V'zevach b'lei nesachim. A carbon, and he did not bring the nesachim that comes along with the carbon. So, two things I'd just like to say about this Gemara before we go weiter. First of all, when you get to this example of Kilu Hikri Vayla B'lai Mincha V'zavach B'lai Nesachim, you remember the Maimah we learned. So there's a Maimah L'Kutei Torah where the Alter Rebbe discusses this in Parshas Shalach. What exactly is this comparison the Gemara is making here? But Pashtus, it's just an example. You have a carbon oyla that requires a Mincha and Nesachim. So too, Kriya Shema requires to be done with tefillin, and without it, you're missing the component of the mitzvah. It's just an example. But there in L'Kutei Torah, the Alter Rebbe is masber that just like when it comes to a carbon, there are two parts. The carbon is mulmata l'mayla; it's being sacrificed and going up l'mayla. The mincha and nesachim shows in the yerida mulmayla l'mata. Same thing with Kriya Shema and Tefillin, saying Kriya Shema is Mulmata L'mayla, where a person dedicates himself and is Mevatel himself to Hashem. The Tefillin is taking the physical Tefillin and doing the mitzvah is drawing down L'mayla L'mata. So the comparison here is not just random, but it's the same inyan. It's a big arichas and L'Kutei Torah, and there's my Marim of the Rebbe on this subject as well. That's one inyan. Another point is, we discussed it at the end of last year, B'payil, is this a halacha that a person has to put on tefillin before he says Kriya Shema? The answer really is l'chatchila, yes. You should put on tefillin before you say Kriya Shema, and if you're going to be davening later and you're saying Kriya Shema before davening, you should be putting on tefillin before you say Kriya Shema.
About the first Shema Yisrael or the second one?
All three parshas that we say to be Yaitz the mitzvah of Kriya Shema. B'diavad though, or b'shas adchak, you don't have to. There are answers from the Rebbe regarding this. I don't remember the details now. I couldn't find the sources right now. If someone is able to find me the sources, I'd appreciate it. But the Rebbe addressed this topic. I know that there's one place in L'Kutei Sichos in Chelik Lamed Gimel, I believe, in Parshas Balak, in Ha'aretz there, the Rebbe's Mitzayim and Mekaymis to this subject. But there's also responses from the Rebbe about this, and I believe the mashmaos was that it would definitely be mina mufcher to do so with tefillin. But if you can't, if it becomes difficult to do it every day, you could say Kriya Shema without tefillin.
Because you're going to put on tefillin later.
Yeah, of course. But the shaila here is though if it's necessary to do it with Kriya Shema.
This is even though you're going to daven Kriya Shema like early in the day.
If you're going to daven bizmano, so it's not necessary to say Kriya Shema before davening.
You want to eat something before davening, so you're supposed to say Shema before eating.
Correct.
So,
correct. Das ist eingeführt. Als was Hamal is Alma gewinnt, als bei Tmim eingeführt, that to put on tefillin and say Kriya Shema.
That's when they have Messiah. Only when they have Messiah.
Before davening with tefillin.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Meiser Rav.
I guess there's a
Omer Rabbi Yochanan, Haroitze sheyikabel olav oil malchus shamayim shleima. One that wants to accept Kabbalah Sal malchus shamayim in the complete form. So this is the say that he should do. Daf Tesvav. Yifna v'yitul yadav. First Yifna, he should go to the bathroom, and then v'yitul yadav, he should wash his hands, and then v'yaniach tefillin, he should put on the tefillin, and then v'yikra Kriya Shema, and then he says Kriya Shema, v'yispalol, and then he davens. V'zu hi malchus shamayim shleima. This is considered to be accepting Malchus Shamayim in the most complete form. Rabbi Chia bar Abba said regarding this Seder, Kol hanifnes, one that follows this order, he goes to the bathroom, and then v'noitel yadav, he washes himself. And then umaniach tefillin, he puts on tefillin, v'koyre Kriya Shema, he reads Kriya Shema, and then umispal, he davens as well. Ma'il olav akosov, the pasuk considers it, ki lubana mizbeach, v'hikriv olav carbon, as if he's built a mizbeach, and brought a carbon on it. Dichsiv, the pasuk says, erchatz b'nikoyen kapoy, I wash my hands to clean myself. I'm coming around, I'm building a mizbeach for Hashem. Rava adds to this even more. Do you not hold it? There's another detail you could see in this pasuk. Ki'ilu tova. It would be also as if he was tovel in a mikveh. Because the pasuk says erchatz b'nikoyen. It says erchatz b'nikoyen kapoy. If it's only talking about washing his hands, why does it say that extra word b'nikoyen? So Rashi says the extra word nikoyen is mashma that he washed himself entirely by immersing in a mikveh, as if he immersed in a mikveh. So of course this Gemara here has the simple pshat, it's talking about what it says, but there's a sicha where the Rebbe says that this Gemara also refers to the ruchni as the preparation a person has to make for davening. There's the hachana l'tefillah before you come to davening, that in order to daven like a mensch, there has to be the proper hachana, like it's brought to pasuk hikayin l'krasa l'kacha Yisrael, to make a preparation. And the yifna that Rebbe says is the preparation where a person gets rid of the pnimiistige things inside of him that may prevent him from davening. That's the yifna. And then yitol yadav refers to even external things that may disturb a person of davening, that he has to remove that as well in order to have the clarity of his mind and his neshama to be able to daven. Did you see this young Talmud Chacham, the Asim Mimarave, that came from Eretz Yisrael, and he said, one that does not have water available to wash himself wash his hands before davening. So what do? You can wipe your hands in dirt, in hard earth that is, or in pebbles, or with pieces of wood that can clean your hands. This is what he said, and this is the halacha. He's right, he's saying the truth. Miksiv erchatz b'mayim. Does it say in the pasuk, I wash myself with water? B'nikoyin ksiv. It says in the pasuk, I wash myself b'nikoyin, I clean myself, which means komini damanki. That as long as it's something that can clean you, that's good. So it doesn't have to necessarily be water if you don't have. Of course, l'chatchila, you use water if you have. But if you don't have water, you could use something else that can clean you. Now the Gemara goes even further. The Rav Chisda would curse Amanda Mahadar Amaya, one that would take from his time to go search for water. Bidon Sloisa, if it was a time that he has to daven. If there's a Zman Tefillah and there's a time for davening, and if a person is going to look for water, so Rav Chisda wasn't happy with that. So the Gemara explains now. The Gemara explains V'hani mili l'Kriya Shema. This. No?
Maybe you can go out and do it outside. Hello?
Yeah.
Maybe leave it outside if you do.
Okay. Zok the Gemara. V'hani mili l'Kriya Shema. So now this, that he was layit for somebody that's looking for water in a time of davening, this is only regarding Zman Kriya Shema. Aval l'tfilah, but if it's about davening, mahader. For that, he could go and look for the water. What's the difference between davening and Kriya Shema? So Rashi says, Kriya Shema has a Zman Kavua, and therefore you don't want the time to pass. But Tefillah, Rashi says, the mitzvah is all day. So all the Mefarshim ask, what do you mean? This is Zman Kriya Shema, and this is Zman Tefillah. So what says to that? The Tefillah is a whole day. So the answer is, but Tefillah may also be Deiraisa. But the answer, no, exactly. So what Rashi is saying is, Kriya Shema, the Zman Kriya Shema is Menatayra. By Tefillah, even if there's a Zman Tefillah, but that's only Midarabanan. Menatayra, the mitzvah of Tefillah is all day. There's no Zman for the Tefillah. So the Gabi, the mitzvah Midarabanan, to daven in time, that you can look for the water, and even if it's going to take you past Zman Tefillah. The Ad Kamo, and for how much, how far should a person go to look for water for davening at Parsa? The shear of a parsa. I'm not sure what that is in contemporary measurements of miles, But it's at parsa. You have over there the measurement?
8,000 amos.
8,000 amos, which
8,000
equals
amos
to what?
2.4 and 3 miles.
Okay, great. There you have it. 2.4 or 3 miles.
I wonder if you have a car, if there's more of a chiyuv today.
I don't think so. It's an interesting point, but I don't think it will be a difference.
Goes by the
Because
time.
why did they make that shear?
Because
how
of
long
how long it's going to take.
walk?
So if you have a car, it might make a chiluk.
If
But
you have a
I
car,
don't know.
take the same
I'm
amount
not
of time,
sure.
5 miles.
I don't know.
There's Epsilon, the gas, and the
I doubt we would curse someone that drives more than 2 miles.
Hanimili. When is all this said that a person has to go to the length of a parsa to find water? Likhamei. If he's going in the direction that he was heading in anyways, going frontwards in this direction. If he's going to go back out of his way, I feel a mil in a chayzer. Even for 1 mil, you don't have to go back. Umino. Now from this the Gemara says we could understand. But mil hudein a chayzer. A mil he doesn't have to go back. Hapachis mil, but if he could get water going back in his tracks less than a length of a mil, then he has to. To go back to the rest stop or wherever he can, if it's less than a mil.
It's very fancy. You see the word afilim.
How much is a mil? No, a mil is what?
3,200 to 4,000 feet.
Okay, which is how? Which is what? What's a mile? It's
about a kilometer.
It's more than a mile, right?
Yeah, more than one.
It's a quarter of a parsa.
Yeah.
It's very similar word almost. Mil and
Yeah,
mile.
mil and mile almost not would have the same shayrish, but it's not the same measurement. So.
No.
Pretty interesting. We say afilim mil. We don't go back and let's take that and say we don't even go back a mil.
Correct.
We say that you need to go back a mil.
But less than a mil. Feel
Less than
a
a mil,
mil,
you
but
go
less than a mil you do after. Okay, Zok the Mishnah. Hakaire es Shema. This is a din we had at the beginning of the Pedic, and we'll see here more details in this halacha. Hakaire Shema v'lo yishmi ala oznai, one that says Kriya Shema and did not say it loud enough that he can hear what he's saying. Yotza is Yaitza. In our Mishnah, it doesn't say who is saying the statement, but as we'll see soon in the Gemara, this is Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yosi Aimer. Rabbi Yosi says lo Yotza. If you couldn't hear what you're saying, you're not Yaitza. Kara v'lo diktik by a different halach. One that reads Kriya Shema and wasn't pronouncing the words of Kriya Shema precisely, exactly the words the way it should be said. Rabbi Yosi Aimer Yotza. Rabbi Yosi says he's Yaitza. Rabbi Yehuda Aimer lo Yotza. Rabbi Yehuda says he's not Yaitza. So in this case, it's the opposite. Rabbi Yosi is the one that's Mekel, and Rabbi Yehuda is the one that's Machmer and says lo Yotza. Another din, which we had before as well, Hakaira lo mafreya. If you read Kriya Shema backwards, we had two pshatim in this. Rashi said word for word backwards. B'sharecha, b'yisecha, mezuzos. Other mafarshim say it doesn't mean that. It means that he read the psukim, the last pasuk, the pasuk before and the pasuk before. Lo yotza. He's not yaitza. Kara v'ta. One that reads Kriya Shema and made a mistake. Yachzar l'makom shita. So he goes back to the place where he made the mistake. And the Gemara will explain this and discuss more details in this, as we'll see.
Why would someone be carried l'mafreya?
What would be the reason for that?
Yeah.
Why would someone do such
Let's
a
say
thing?
he didn't
Asking,
say,
huh?
he didn't
No,
say.
basically. Yeah. So the pshat from the Baal Shem Tov, okay, with the I'm not sure if it says the same word over here. I haven't seen it ever, huh? Good, let's see the Gemara. My time with Rabbi Yosi. What is the source of Rabbi Yosi's opinion? Mishum dechsiv Shema. Because the pasuk says, Shema, what does Shema mean? Hashmei ala oznecha. Your ears have to hear what you're saying. Hashmei ala oznecha, ma shatamaytzim mipicha. Your ears should hear the words that you're speaking. The Tanakama says you learn something else out from the word Shema. Shema, from the word Shema you learn out that Kriya Shema could be said in any language. Rabbi Yosi, how does Rabbi Yosi respond to this? Does he hold that Kriya Shema could be said in every language? Rabbi Yosi holds Tati Shema mina. The word Shema can teach me both. It teaches me the fact that you could say it in any language, and also since the mashmos of the word also could mean that you have to hear. In that very one word, you see both. It's not a problem. By the way, in the Gemara before, on Daf Yud Gimel Amud Aleph, where it brought up this inyan, the Gemara didn't say this. The Gemara had the same shaila, that if you learn from the Shema, b'chol lashon shata shemeya, so then from where do you know, or if you learn out from the, b'chol lashon shata shemeya, so from where do you know that you have to hear it? And the Gemara said, must be that the Rabbanan hold that you don't have to hear what you say. The Gemara did not give this teretz that you can learn two things from the same pasuk. Here, suddenly the Gemara changes. The Gemara says you could learn out both from the same pasuk. I'm not sure what's the reason for the change.
Who is the
Anybody knows?
Who's the Tanakh?
So like I mentioned, the Gemara will soon say it's Rabbi Yehuda. We'll see the Lashon of the Gemara later is that it's Rabbi Yehuda. Okay, Tanan Asam. So before I start the Hemshech of the Gemara, this Gemara over here is a piece that's going to go back and forth, two pshatim that you could say in the Mishnah. So let me tell you what the two pshatim are in advance, and then we'll see what the Gemara does when the Gemara goes back and forth in the two pshatim. Is the Gemara there? Yeah. Okay. So the first way how to learn this Mishnah is that the Mishnah here is discussing the machlokes of Shema v'lo yishmiya la'aznai, and they're arguing regarding b'diavad. The whole machlokes is what happens b'diavad and the person didn't hear what he said. Is he yaitze b'diavad or is he not yaitze b'diavad? Which means, l'chatchila, everybody would agree that you should be saying it loud enough that you could hear it. The whole machlokes is only regarding b'diavad. And the lashon of the Mishnah implies that, because it says ha'kaira, which means it happened this way, which implies b'diavad. So the whole argument is about b'diavad. Nobody's arguing about l'chatchila. That's one shot. Another pshat in the Mishnah is, no, the machlokes between Rabbi Yehuda and Rabbi Yossi in this Mishnah is from one extreme to the other. Rabbi Yehuda's opinion is that if you did not hear what you said, you're yaitze lechatchila. Lechatchila, you can say it without hearing it. Rabbi Yossi that said lo yatza is the other extreme. He holds that even b'diavad you're not yaitza. Okay? Rabbi Yehuda says he yaitza lechatchila, and Rabbi Yossi says even b'diavad you're not yaitza. So either the machlokes is just about b'diavad, or the machlokes is min akotza el akotza, from one extreme to the other. Okay, so now
is this specific that it's quiet or specific that he has to hear it? Like if it's a noisy room and
that's a very good question. Okay, when we finish a sugi, if we'll have time, I'll come back to that. That's a shayla that Pais can talk about. Zok the Gemara Tanan Hassam. So we learned in the Mishnah regarding the din of a person that's doing the mitzvah of truma, separating truma. Cheresh hamedaber ve'eino shemeya. A cheresh, he is deaf, but he's not mute. He can speak. So the din is, the Mishnah says, lo yitraim. He should not be taking the truma. He should not be separating the truma. But ve'im taram, if he did separate the truma, truma se truma. B'diavad, the truma is done. Now what's the reason for this? The reason is because just like any other mitzvah, separating truma requires making a bracha. And since he's ein medaber, he can't make the bracha. And even if, he's medaber, but he's ein shemeya. He's medaber, but he's ein shemeya. He can't hear. So when he makes the bracha, he doesn't hear the bracha he made. So if he doesn't hear the bracha he made, the bracha doesn't count. That's what this Tana is saying here. So man Tana, who is the Tana that's saying cheresh hamedaber ve'eino shemeya, that this cheresh that could speak and make the bracha, but he can't hear the bracha that he makes, di'eved in. B'di'eved, once the truma was taken by him, it's done. But l'chatchila, he shouldn't be taking the truma. Rav Chisda, so Rav Chisda says, this Tana is Rabbi Yossi. This is the Tana of our Mishnah, Rabbi Yossi. The Tanan, it says in our Mishnah, one that reads Shema and didn't hear what he said, Yatsa divrei Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda says he's Yaitza. Rabbi Yossi Aimer lo Yatsa. Rabbi Yossi says by Kriya Shema you're not Yaitza. So we see that it's Rabbi Yossi the one that has an issue with the fact that you can't hear what you're saying. So this Tana that says that you shouldn't be taking Teruma because he can't hear the bracha that he's saying goes according to Rabbi Yossi. The question is, so then why over here does it say that b'di'eved it's okay? In the Mishnah it said, Rabbi Yossi said, lo yatsa, even b'di'eved it's not okay. What's the difference? So the Gemara explains. Kan lekam Rabbi Yossi lo yatsa. So when did Rabbi Yossi say that if you said Kriya Shema you can't hear, you're not Yaitse ela gabi Kriya Shema? That would be only by Kriya Shema da'iraisa, because Kriya Shema is a mitzvah min ha'Torah. Avol Teruma mishum brachahu. The issue of him being able to hear what he's saying is only for the bracha that he's saying. Ubracha derabanan. To make a bracha on a mitzvah is not a chiyuv min ha'Torah, it's only midrabanan. So for the Rabbanan, we're more lenient. Another point the Gemara says, V'loi bebracha talya milsa. Even if making a bracha would be an obligation min ha'Torah, but it's not the hafrasha of the truma, the mitzvah of the truma, and making the bracha are not dependent one on the other. of course, you could only make the bracha if you're going to be mafresh truma. But the hafresh of the truma will be effective whether you made the bracha or not. No. So therefore, we're not as stringent with the bracha like we are with Kriya Shema. Okay, so therefore the Gemara right now is saying, who's the opinion that says that a cheresh medaber ve'en shemeir should not do this? This is Rabbi Yaisi. Rabbi Yaisi has an issue with the fact that you can't hear what you're saying. So the Gemara argues and says, no, maybe we could say a different pshat in our Mishnah, the second pshat in our Mishnah. Umimai, the Rabbi Yaisi, how do you know this is Rabbi Yaisi? Dilma Rabbi Yehudi. Perhaps we could say that this Braisa here, or this Mishnah here regarding Terumah, is Rabbi Yehuda. And what Rabbi Yehuda says by Kriya Shema as well, that even if you don't hear it's okay, the Yevedin, what he meant to say over there is only be the Yeved, balachatchila not. Everybody agrees that lachatchila you do have to hear. Rabbi Yehuda was only saying regarding b'di'eved that it's okay. And therefore this Mishnah over here that says that b'di'eved, the Trum is okay, even if you didn't hear the bracha, that's maybe Rabbi Yehuda's opinion. Now the Gemara will prove that our Mishnah is talking about b'di'eved. Teida diktani hakaira. The Mishnah uses the term hakaira. What does hakaira mean? The Yeved in l'chatchila loy. It's speaking about something that happened, and it doesn't say l'chatchila how you should do it. L'chatchila, everybody agrees that you shouldn't say it low, that you can't hear it. So we see that the Mishnah is talking about the whole machlokes of the Mishnah is only regarding b'di'eved. Okay, l'chatchila loy. So the Gemara responds and says, no, this is not a raya. The lashon of hakaira is not a proof, and we can go back to the other pshat. Omri, they answered, hi, diktani hakaira. The only reason the Mishnah uses this expression of hakaira, that it's talking about b'di'eved, lo diyacha kaiche de Rabbi Yaisi. It came to tell you how strong Rabbi Yaisi's opinion is that you must say it loud enough. The Amar di'eved namiloi. The Rabbi Yaisi means to say that even b'di'eved you won't be yaitzer. But the Rabbi Yehuda, but according to Rabbi Yehuda, perhaps Rabbi Yehuda would hold that even l'chatchila you may say it low and not hear. So this is the second shot of the Mishnah, that Rabbi Yehuda and Rabbi Yaisi's argument is from one extreme to the other. Rabbi Yehuda holds l'chatchila it's fine, and Rabbi Yaisi holds even b'di'eved it's not fine. Okay, so therefore we go back to our previous pshat that the Mishnah before regarding the Truma is going to be Rabbi Yaisi and not Rabbi Yehuda. Okay, so now the Gemara will ask a question on this pshat from another brayso. Gemara brings up a second case. I missed a few words. So what did you say? That Mishnah over there regarding the Truma goes according to Rabbi Yaisi. So let's examine this from another brayso. There's another brayso that talks about benching. One should not bench in his heart. So beliboy over here does not literally mean in his heart. It means benching low that you can't hear it. That's what it means. Because beliboy hirer lav kedibudami, you're definitely not yaitze if you're just thinking the words of benching. If you benched low enough, yatza, you're going to be yaitze. So what does it say here? L'chatchila, say it loud enough. B'di'eved, you don't have to. If you didn't say it loud enough, you're yaitze. So now, what was the pshat that we ended off with? The pshat we ended off with was that Rabbi Yehuda holds l'chatchila it's fine, and Rabbi Yaisi holds even b'di'eved it's not fine. They're arguing from one extreme to another, but nobody holds the in-between opinion that l'chatchila you should say it loud enough, and b'di'eved if you didn't, you'll be yaitze, which is what it says in this brayso. So now we have a problem. Mani, who does this brayso go according to? Lay Rabbi Yaisi, v'lay Rabbi Yehuda. It's not going to fit not with Rabbi Yaisi and not with Rabbi Yehuda. The Rabbi Yehuda, and nobody holds to that compromise. That's what we said before. The Rabbi Yehuda ha'amar l'chatchila nami yatzer. Rabbi Yehuda's opinion is even l'chatchila you could say it low that you can't hear it at all. And Rabbi Yaisi, and if it would go according to Rabbi Yaisi, the Yavad nami loy. Rabbi Yaisi says even b'di'eved it won't work. So who's this brayso going to go according to? So we have to go back to our preview, the other pshat in the Mishnah. Ella, what are you going to have to say? Elamai, Rabbi Yehuda. This brayso here is going to have to be the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda. The Yevedin l'chatchila loy. And we go back now to our other pshat, that the machlokes of Rabbi Yaisi and Rabbi Yehuda is only regarding a case of b'di'eved, but everybody agrees that l'chatchila you should be saying it loud enough. And this brayso is the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda that says l'chatchila say it loud, and b'di'eved if you didn't, you're yaitza. Okay, so now the Gemara is going to bring a third.
So they both agree. They both agree on
that you must say it. They both agree that you must l'chatchila say it loud enough. They're only arguing regarding b'di'eved. Rabbi Yaisi says even b'di'eved you wouldn't be yaitza. But Rabbi Yehuda says that b'diavad you would be yaitse. But now the Gemara challenges this from a third braisa. There's a third braisa that says so this cheresh that could speak but is not here. Here in this braisa it says no problem. He could do the afrosh of the stroma even lechatchila, even though when he makes the bracha he can't hear it. Lechatchila, it's not a problem. Who's this braisa going to go according to when it says lechatchila? Mani. Loi Rabbi Yehuda. It's not going to go not according to Rabbi Yehuda, not according to Rabbi Yosi. Why not? Rabbi Yehuda, if it would be Rabbi Yehuda, ha'amar diyavedin lechatchila loy. We just said that according to Rabbi Yosi, he only allows doing this b'diyaved, but not lechatchila. Rabbi Yosi, if it would follow the opinion of Rabbi Yosi, ha'amar diyaved nami loy. Rabbi Yosi says that even b'diyaved you can't do this. So who does this go according to? Right? Elo. So now the Gemara says, so we're going to have to go back to the other pshat of the Mishnah. La'olam Rabbi Yehuda. So we're going to have to say that this is the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda. Va'afilu lechatchila nami. And Rabbi Yehuda's opinion is that even lechatchila you don't have to hear what you're saying. And Rabbi Yosi's opinion is that even b'diavad you're not yaitze. They're arguing from one extreme to another. But now we have a problem though. The brisa that I brought before regarding benching. The Brisa and benching made that compromise. The Brisa of benching said, L'chatchila you should hear, but b'diavad if you didn't hear, you were yaitza. Who's that Brisa going to go according to? So the Gemara explains, V'loi kashi, it won't be a question from that Brisa. Hadidei, over here Rabbi Yosi is saying his own opinion. Rabbi Yosi's own opinion is that even L'chatchila, you don't have to hear what you're saying. Hadarabe, that Brisa will be following the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda's Rebbe. And the Gemara brings a Mishnah to back this up, or a Braisa to back this up. The Tanan, or perhaps it's the Tanya, what does it say? The Tanya, it says in a Braisa, Rabbi Yehuda, oy memishum Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah. Rabbi Yehuda said in the name of his teacher, Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah, koyre shema, when one says shema, tzarech sheyashmiya le'oznai. He must, or tzarech, he should, Rashi says, that the Gemara learns here that the word tzarech does not mean must, the word tzarech means he should, which implies that it's only lechatchila, and not b'diavad. Tzarech sheyashmiya le'oznai shenema shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. So this is the opinion that holds lechatchila. Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah, lechatchila you should say it loud enough. Only tzarech you should, but b'diavad you yaitze if not.
Here it's translated need.
That's what they teach over there.
Need.
Okay, I'm telling you what Rashi over says. Tzarech means lechatchila.
Again, it's a din and shema because of shema yisrael. Isn't it din and tefillah b'chlal?
Not dafka. Here we're talking about Shema.
Because by Bikas Hamazon before we had.
Correct. So the Shai, the Gemara is going to talk about it on Amid Beis. We'll see soon. Okay. Soon the Gemara is going to talk about other mitzvahs. Okay. Yeah, I mean the Gemara here is comparing it to other mitzvahs. We'll see soon the source on Amid Beis. Zok the Gemara weiter. Amalei Rab Meir. Continuation of the same Braisa. So Rab Meir responded to Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah. Harei yoim. The pasuk says, "L'sher neichi mitzavcha yoim alav avecha." It says alav avecha. What does alav avecha mean? Achar kavonas halev heinen advarim. That as long as you have the kavanah, that's the main thing. So even when you're saying the words and you can't hear it, that's not the main thing. And you yaitze even lechatchila when you say it that low that you can't hear it at all. So now the Gemara says, wait a minute. So now we have a third Tana here. We have the opinion of Rab Meir. So we had the whole Gemara here was a discussion about Rabbi Yehuda and Rabbi Yosi. But now we have a third opinion of Rab Meir. So the Gemara says, if so, hashta the asas lahachim. Now that you've showed us that there's a third opinion here, I could say that Rabbi Yehuda agrees to his Rebbe, which would then mean that the argument of Rabbi Yehuda and Rabbi Yosi is regarding a case of b'diavad. But both Rabbi Yehuda and Rabbi Yosi hold that l'chatchila you must say it loud enough. And who's going to be the third opinion? Rab Meir is the third opinion that says even l'chatchila you may say it low. Okay? V'loi kashya harab Meir harab Yehuda. The brayso we had before that said that you could say it l'chatchila low, that's Rab Meir. And Rab Yehuda says that only b'diavad. So we have the conclusion of the sugya is you have three opinions. Rab Meir says l'chatchila you could say it low. Rab Yehuda says only b'diavad, and Rab Yosi says even b'diavad it doesn't work. That we pass on l'chatchila you should say it loud enough, and b'diavad you yaitz if you didn't. That's the Gemara is going to soon say. You think you're finished with this? The Gemara is going to basically bring from yet a fourth Mishnah. And then we're going to have something that happens in Shas. The Gemara is going to go through the entire sugya again. The whole hemshech that we just learned, we're going to have a repetition, word for word, on Amud Beis. Talk to Gemara. Tanan Hassam. We learned in another Mishnah. Hakel ksherim likreisas ha-Megillah chutz mecheres shaita v'katan. Everybody can read the Megillah besides a cheresh, shaita, and a katan. Now, usually a cheresh refers to, when it's brought together with a shaita and a katan, refers to a person that's deaf-mute. But in this case, if it's telling you the halacha regarding reading the Megillah, he's obviously deaf and not mute. Okay, so therefore, we're talking about the same case that we had before of cheresh medaber, but ve'ein shemeh. Then the Mishnah concludes, but Rabbi Yehuda machshe b'katan. Rabbi Yehuda says that a katan could read the Megillah for everybody, and as the Gemara will soon say, this is talking about a katan old enough that's higia lechinuch. So because he's obligated in chinuch, so he can be mitzi other people. So now the Gemara says, let's look at this Mishnah. Who's this opinion? Man Tana Cheresh the Yeved Nami Loi. Who is the Tana that would hold that a Cheresh that could speak, even by the Yeved, he also can't say, he can't read the Megillah for others? Rav Masna, so Rav Yosi. So Rav Masna says, this is Rav Yosi. Rav Yosi holds you have to hear what you say. Itnan, Akairis Shma B'lai Shmi Lazna, Yatza, Divid Rav Yehuda. Rav Yehuda says you're Yaitza. Rav Yosi, I'm a Lo Yatza. Rav Yosi says, even by the Yeved, you're not Yaitza. So this is Rav Yosi's opinion. Frag the Gemara, Mimai, how do you know it's Rav Yosi's opinion? Mimai, the Rav Yosi, the Yeved Nami Loi. Rav Yosi, and this Mishnah, by Megillah, is coming to say that a Cheresh, even B'diyeved, can't read Megillah for anybody. The next Amud, Dilma Rabbi Yehudi, perhaps we could say that Mishnah in Megillah goes according to Rabbi Yehuda. U'lechatchila hudaloi, a Cheresh, only lechatchila can't read Megillah for anybody else. Ha'diyeved shaper dami, but b'diyeved he could read the Megillah for others. So maybe it does go according to Rabbi Yehuda. So the Gemara says, no, that won't work. That doesn't make sense. Why not? Because the Gemara, the Mishnah is putting them together. The Ktani, ha-cheresh, dumya, the shaita, the cotton. It says in the Mishnah, cheresh together with the shaita and the cotton. Ma shaita, the cotton, the yeved nami loy. A shaita and cotton cannot be mitzi anybody in the mitzvah, even with the yeved. Av cheresh, the yeved nami loy. So to a cheresh, even with the yeved, he can't be mitzi anybody. So therefore, this has to be the opinion of Rabbi Yosi that says that even with the yeved, you're not yaitza. So the Gemara argues and says, no, lav dafka. Maybe we can separate and say, by a cheresh and a shaita, even b'di'evet, not. And by a shaita and a katan, even b'di'evet, not. And by a cheresh, it's only lechatchila. Each one accordingly, according to what it is. So the Gemara asks a different question. Wait a minute. Umi matzis la'ikmek Rabbi Yehuda? Could you say that the Reisha of the Mishnah would be Rabbi Yehuda? V'ha'mediktani Sefer. It says afterwards in the Sefer, Rabbi Yehuda machsher b'katan, that Rabbi Yehuda argues with the Reisha. And Rabbi Yehuda says that a katan could read for everybody. So Meklal, the Reisha lav Rabbi Yehuda. It's pretty clear that the Reisha of the Mishnah is not Rabbi Yehuda. So how could we even say that? So the Gemara argues back, no, maybe not. V'dilme kula Rabbi Yehuda. Perhaps the entire Mishnah really is Rabbi Yehuda. V'trei gavni cotton. Maybe there are two different types of cotton, two different ages of a cotton. The chasuri mechsere, and there are words missing in this Mishnah. V'hachi katani. And this is the way you have to read the Mishnah. Hakol ksherin likrisas Megillah. Everybody can read the Megillah. Chutz mecharesh shaita v'katan. And then the Mishnah, you add the following words. Bamed devarim amurim b'katan shelo yegiel lechinuch. When could a cotton not allowed to read for everybody if he's too young and he doesn't have the chiyuv of chinuch? Once a cotton is at the age of chinuch, kosher, even lachatchila. Gemara adds in this word lachatchila here, which is interesting. But even lachatchila, a cotton can read for others. Divrei Rabbi Yehuda. This is the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda. And then the Mishnah would continue. Rabbi Yehuda machsher b'cotton. Rabbi Yehuda's opinion is once he's higia lechinuch, it's kosher even for a cotton. The Gemara here is going out of its way to try to make the Mishnah entirely Rabbi Yehuda, even the Reisha, which is very unusual, to the point that the Gemara is even ready to say that this word's missing in the Mishnah. Taisu says the reason is because we paskin like Rabbi Yehuda. So the Gemara does not want the Stam Mishnah to not follow Rabbi Yehuda's opinion. That's why the Gemara is trying so hard for this. Okay, now the Gemara will go back to the whole discussion that we had on Amud Aleph. So what was our conclusion? It's possible to say that this Mishnah follows Rabbi Yehuda's opinion. And Rabbi Yehuda's opinion is that b'diyeved, if you didn't hear what you said, you yaitze. But lechatchila, you have to hear what you said, both regarding Kriya Shema, regarding the Megillah. So the Gemara asks, if so, there it says that you can take the Truma lechatchila even if you don't hear. Mani, who will that be according to? Like Rabbi Yehuda v'lay Rabbi Yosi, and according to neither of them. Why? Because Rabbi Yehuda di'eved din lechatchila loy. We just said Rabbi Yehuda holds that it's only b'di'eved. Rabbi Yosi di'eved nami loy. Rabbi Yosi says even b'di'eved not. So who holds that you could do it even lechatchila? Elamai, what are you going to have to say? Rabbi Yehuda, that goes according to Rabbi Yehuda, and Rabbi Yehuda's opinion is that you can say it quietly, even lechatchila. So we go back to our other brayse. So over here we see that there is a distinction between lechatchila and b'di'eved. So now our question is, Mani, who is this? Lo Rabbi Yehuda v'lo Rabbi Yosi. Rabbi Yehuda ha'amar afil lechatchila nami. Rabbi Yehuda's opinion was that you can do lechatchila this way. Rabbi Yosi amar afil b'di'eved nami loy. So therefore they're arguing from one extreme to another. So who is this going according to? So we go back again. So I'm going to have to say that it goes according to Rabbi Yehuda, and Rabbi Yehuda holds it. Even lechatchila, you can do so, like it said before. So how are we going to answer this brayso regarding benching? This is his opinion. This is his teacher's opinion. So this is the opinion that it's only lechatchila. Then the Gemara concludes, Rabbi Yehuda holds like his teacher, we have the three opinions that we said before, Rabbi Yehuda, Rabbi Meir, and Rabbi Yosi. Okay, so that's the chazara of what we had in Amar Aleph. Sagt the Gemara weiter. Amar Rav Chiste, Amar Rav Shila, halacha Rabbi Yehuda. We passing like Rabbi Yehuda. Sha'amar mishom Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah. What he said in the name of his teacher, Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah, and then he said, the halacha Rabbi Yehuda. We follow the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda. So the Gemara immediately asks, why is he saying the halacha is like Rabbi Yehuda that said in the name of his teacher, and the halacha is like Rabbi Yehuda? So the Gemara explains that tzrich, it had to say both things. As we saw, it's pretty complicated. There's two ways how to learn what Rabbi Yehuda holds. So if he would simply say the halacha is like Rabbi Yehuda, I would think maybe that means that even lechatchila you could say it low, that you don't hear. Kamash Malan, halacha Rabbi Yehuda, sha'ama mishum Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah, that says that only b'di'eved you're yaitza. If he would have said that the halacha is like what he said in the name of his teacher, then I would think maybe the word sarich, here we come back to the word sarich, maybe the word sarich could be interpreted as sarich ve'en le takana, you must. The word sadach is a word that could either mean you should or must. Maybe it would mean you must. And then even b'di'eved you're not yaitza. Kamash malon, halacha Rabbi Yehuda, and this is the final halacha, that lechatchila you should, but b'di'eved even if you didn't, you're yaitza. Now the Gemara is going to bring the source, how we apply this to other mitzvahs, because the Mishnah spoke about Kriya Shema, and we brought the pasuk Shema from Kriya Shema. What's with other mitzvahs? Amar Rav Yosef, machlekes b'Kriya Shema. Machlekes applies to Kriya Shema. Aval b'shar mitzvahs, divrei hakol lo yatsa. Regarding other mitzvahs, everybody would agree that if you didn't hear what you said, you're not yaitza. The chsiv, since the pasuk says, haskes u'shma Yisrael, pay attention and listen. So then that refers to other mitzvahs. So you're not yaitza. So the Gemara asks, Meisvei, we just brought before the Braisa. Lo yivarach adam birchas hamazon b'libai. You shouldn't say birchas hamazon quiet, but v'im birech yatsa. If you said it quietly, you are yaitza. So how can we say that by other mitzvahs you're not yaitza? Elo, so the Gemara says no. I itma hachi itma. Amar Rav Yosef, machlekes b'Kriya Shema. The machlekes is regarding Kriya Shema, the chsiv, Shema Yisrael. Aval b'shar mitzvahs, divrei hakoil yatsa. Regarding other mitzvahs, everybody would agree that you are yaitza. You don't have that pasuk of Shema Yisrael, so there everybody would agree you're yaitza. V'haksiv haskes Shema Yisrael, but it does say a pasuk haskes Shema Yisrael, which means that you have to hear what you're saying. And for the Gemara, hahu b'divrei Torah ksiv. That pasuk is not talking about Shema, it's talking about Divrei Torah, that when a person says Divrei Torah, you should say it loud enough in order to be yaitza the mitzvah of Torah. That in order to be able to make Birchas HaTorah, it has to be dafke b'dibur, and you have to say the words loud. That's one pshat. In Rashi, it's not 100% clear, but that's the Pnei Yeshua's pshat in the Gemara. Okay, this concludes the sugya of saying the words loud enough. The Gemara goes on now to the second chelik of the Mishnah, where it spoke about pronouncing the words of Kriya Shema precisely. Kara v'lei diktik b'yisiyaseh. One that read the words and did not say the words precisely. Amar Rab Tevi, Amar Rab Yoshia, halacha kedivrei shneim lahakol. We paskin the both halachas in our Mishnah, where there was an argument, we paskin lekula in both of them. Amar Rab Tevi, Amar Rab Yoshia, mai dichsiv. What is the pshat in the pasuk? Since we brought this Rab Tevi, Amar Rab Yoshia, the Gemara interrupts with another statement that he said. Mai dichsiv shalosh heina loy tizbana. There are three that are never satisfied, and two of them are sha'oil, which is a kaver, v'oitzer rechem, and the womb. So what does this mean, that they're not satisfied? So the Gemara explains, what's the connection between these two? Why is the pasuk bringing these two together, sha'oil, a kaver, and the womb? What it's telling you is as follows. Ma'rechem machnes u'maitzi, just as in the case of a rechem, it takes in a zera, takes in the semen, u'maitzi, and it gives birth to a baby. Af sha'oil, so to a kaver, machnes, it takes in, you bury in it, u'maitzi, and then there'll be tchias amesim, it'll come out. V'halei dvarim kal v'chaymer, and we can understand this with a kal v'chaymer. U'ma'rechem shemachnisim b'chashoy, a rechem, what it takes in, comes in quietly. And then when the baby is born, it's born crying and screaming with a loud sound. So too with a kaver. When you bury a dead person, people are crying, and there's sounds when you bury. Most definitely, when Tchias HaMesim will happen, there will be a big commotion for the people that will come out from their graves. This is an answer to those that say that there's no Tchias HaMesim that we can see a source for in the Torah. So now the Gemara goes back. What's a pasuk in Chumash? Yes, there's a sugis in Sanhedrin where the Gemara brings many other psukim, but this is one source the Gemara is bringing from this pasuk. So going back to the source. Actually, this is still not the halacha of the Mishnah about the diktuk of Isis Kriya Shema. The Gemara brings another din first. It says in the second parsha of Kriya Shema, or maybe it's going on the first parsha. Chsavtom hakoil b'chsav. So we learn from this everything has to be written. This refers to the tefillin. When you're writing the parsha of tefillin, you have to write everything in, including the actual pasuk of a chsavtom itself, which is the mitzvah to write the tefillin. That as well should be written in the tefillin as well. Afilat voice, even the command of a chsavtom. Who told you this? Rabbi Yehuda. This is according to Rabbi Yehuda. By Saita he says, over there you also write a parsha for the Saita that's erased then in the water that she drinks. Always kaisiv, over there you only write the curses that are written in that parsha, but tzavois and a kaisiv, the psukim that describe the command of how to do it, that's not written into that parsha. Over there the Torah says, over there it says v'chosav. So v'chosav, you only write the curses. We learn it from v'chsav tom that you have to write it tom, full, complete, the whole parsha. Afilat tzavois nami. Even the command itself has to be written in the parsha. Frek the Gemara. Otu taime de Rabbi Yehuda b'shum d'chsiv v'chosav. Is the reason for Rabbi Yehuda because there it says v'chosav and not a chsav tom, and here it says a chsav tom? Taime de Rabbi Yehuda, we know the reason of Rabbi Yehuda is for a different reason. B'shum d'chsiv olois. It says clearly, write the curses, olois in, tzavois loi. Only write the curses in the parsha and not the commands. That's the reason. Nothing to do with the chosav versus the chsavtam. So the Gemara explains, it's tzrich. No, I still need this drasha. So, I would think, maybe I should compare and learn out the ksiva by tefillin to the ksiva of the Saita, may hasam from there, ma hasam alis in savais loi, just as there the Torah clearly says, only write the curses, you don't write the command itself in the parsha. Af hachanami savais loi, here too, you don't have to write the actual command in the tefillin, because of rachmano chsavtam. So therefore the Torah writes the word of chsavtam, that you write the actual command into the parsha, filet savais. Okay, so if I have just 60 seconds, I'll tell you that regarding the question that Shalom Ber asked before, if you're in a crowd where there's a big noise, if you're davening a 770 and there's many people, and you're saying Kriya Shema loud enough you can hear it, if there were other people that weren't making the noise. But if you hear the noise, then you can't hear what you're saying. So what's the halacha? Should you scream loud enough that you could hear it? So it's a shaila. It's brought in Pesachim. I didn't see a maskana b'poil what you should do, but there's two tzaddim to this. And really, if you go to the essence of this question, the shaila over here really is, why is it that you have to say it loud enough? Is the pshat you have to say it loud enough? Because without that, it's as if you didn't say it. Without that, it's like you left it in your heart. You're thinking it. Speaking low is as if you didn't say it b'chlal. So if you said it loud enough that naturally you could hear it, elamai for an external reason you can't hear it, so then it should be fine. You did speak it up, you speak it loud enough. But if you're going to say that we learn from Shema, Hashmei Allah Aznecha, the issue is not that because you said it low enough, it's as if you didn't say it at all. It's an additional din. You did speak, but there's an additional din that you have to hear what you're saying. The Eibishter wants you to hear the Kabbalah Samach Shemayim that you're saying. So you have to actually hear it. And if you're in a big crowd, you're going to have to say it loud enough that you should be able to hear it. You got to speak to the Nefesh Bahamas. You got to speak loud enough. You can't just say believe or low. You have to speak it loud enough that you can hear it.
So always do that and bring and you hear more.
You bring so even in a crowd.
They scream by davening.
Okay.
That's why they put it.
They probably know the first.
It's a big issue.